Alright. Hello, everyone. We are partway through the draft at this point. First sets of bans nearly finished. Insane Banana Posse. Taking out Tristana, Mbessa, and Elise. While Coinflip opting for a ban on Akali, Cassiopeia. Still debating on their final. Deciding on Mel. As Banana Posse gives a fast lock onto Nautilus. Jax is up. Kinda surprised to see a Nautilus lock in so quickly, considering while he is a relatively stable support, there are several picks that can be relatively reliable into him. We've seen Alistar picked into Nautilus pretty often as well. Coinflip opting to pick Pantheon and Caitlyn. Pantheon, of course, is a Mega Flex champion. And I totally didn't just make that up right now, I promise. Able to go wherever he needs. Usually seeing playing jungle support and, well, actually I'm not sure if it is usually at the moment for jungle considering the nerfs. I would assume he's still fine there. Yeah, otherwise support possibly mid, possibly top. As we see a Janna pick, meaning that might just be a Nautilus in the jungle. Or even mid, ha ha ha. Kinda surprised to see a Janna pick this early if you're trying to do a fake out with the support pick. And Swain is Coinflip's final pick for the first round. On to the next set of bans, we have Kassadin, pretty instantaneously knocked out. Insane Banana Posse hovering Lulu. And confirmed. Coinflip retaliates with a Silas ban. And a Banana Posse going for Shen. As the final wave of picks begins, Coinflip going to Aurora. Banana Posse still has a mid laner, top laner, aside from. So could still have the jungler as well available. No. Hovered Hui, but then opted for Mordekaiser. Final pick hovering away once more. and Banana Posse's team is locked in. Will Coinflip be looking to finish this off? Still could be most any. Could be support, could be mid. And they decide on Olaf, so I believe that should be a mid lane Aurora, support Swain, jungle Pantheon, and Olaf top. Olaf into the Mordekaiser, of course. I believe last time that I casted, we did see an Olaf versus Mordekaiser in the top lane, as well as the previous week, but the most recent cast that I did, unfortunately Olaf got kind of stomped out and wasn't able to do much to the Mordekaiser. However, the week before that, it was relatively even, but the Mord did still manage to eke some stuff by thanks to his Zanyas. Alright, composition check. So, Nautilus is a beefy frontman against Caitlyn and Swain. Or wait, never mind. It's Janna support. So Kaisa and Janna into Swain and Caitlyn, I assume, unless, you know, there's gonna be a jungle Swain or something, who knows. Or it could be Olaf jungle, you know. But going in with the insinuation, an assumption of Kaisa Janna versus Caitlyn Swain. Janna's got good zoning power, gives allies move speed, and Kaisa has her move speed boost. I think it might be a bit difficult potentially for Swain to get good good catches during the laning phase. And Janna in particular is relatively strong champ for kind of denying those sorts of plays. But it is a bit difficult to deny when, you know, you could have a Caitlyn trap there at the end of the pool. So, as long as Insane Banana Posse doesn't make any particularly bad moves, I think that they have a bit better of a laning phase, despite, you know, Kaisa being outranged by Caitlyn. Her Q still provides her ample, safe means of farming. And she has much more reliable bursts in the early phase, while Caitlyn's is kind of revolving around, you know, her headshot and making sure, well, every headshot that Caitlyn lands helps her in trade significantly. But if you can avoid her Q, can avoid her net, I'm pretty sure Kaisa would be able to win in any sort of that trade. Swain does, you know, have a lot of burst power, but in the early game, before he has like 2 or 3 ranks into his Q, the cooldown of it is a bit too long for him to eke out a particularly healthy trade with Kaisa and Janna. Which means that if Coinflip spot lane overextends a bit, it could spell problematic for them. Whenever Nautilus comes to swing by, it honestly should probably kind of guarantee a kill. It's a bit more difficult for Pantheon to do so. Unless, you know, Banana Posse is shoving into their tower. That opens up a pretty easy ultimate. Skyfall. What is the name of his ultimate Skyfall? I don't know. I think it used to be, but I'm not sure. But back when it was a global circle. But I don't know ability names that well, so. Alright. enough about the bot lane. Mid lane, Aurora and Hui. I don't know who has the better matchup here. I would assume it's Hui. Just because he has artillery range. Aurora does have burstiness and can, like, close in, but Hui plays well enough. I think it might be a bit difficult to do anything outside of gank positioning from Swain and or Pantheon assisting. But even Pantheon assisting would kind of be a bit difficult. It depends on how Hui handles the spells that he casts. So, in the top lane, I've talked about Mordekaiser and Olaf several times in the early game. If Olaf takes bad trades, it could be problematic for him. I feel an outright fight in the early game, the Olaf should be fine for the most part. But as the game goes on, Olaf should have a much stronger presence in a neutral state, while whenever Mordekaiser gains access to Zani's Hourglass, it'll kind of tip in his favor. Again, in a neutral state. But either of them gets a lead over the other, it's going to make it much harder for the other to really recover from anything. Alright. Oh. Spectator delay starting. I forgot to change the thing. Thank you for doing that for me, J Mustas. Probably mispronounced it as always. Yeah. Just waiting for the match to go. Wait a second. Why? Only one. Ah, that's why. Alright. In terms of what team do I think could be favored to win, I think the Nautilus jungle may be a bit iffy. It could make for some really good plays, but as it is, it's kind of hard to say whether or not Banana Posse would have the late game power available to them. It kind of depends on whether Hui and Kaisa are able to get plenty of gold funneled into them. But if either of them die later on, it's going to be a really big problem. Their only die protection available is Janna. When they're going up against Pantheon and Swain and Aurora, all of whom can dive or catch enemies pretty handily. Olaf doesn't really care about Janna. Can't interrupt her ultimate, so that could potentially be a problematic point, but I'm also pretty sure Olaf could kill Janna in like 3 hits even if the ultimate is going off in that kind of situation. It's going to be difficult for Swain to utilize his ultimate healing, I feel, in any phase of the game, because Nautilus is probably going to be the only reliable target, and I think that he'll be bursted down pretty easily if he ever does get pulled in or goes in on his own, even at that. I feel like his playstyle would kind of have to be like Morgana in the initial bout, and then hope the Aurora gets some good play into it. Most of the composition play on Coinflip's end for the Caitlyn just seems more of early and mid game focused, while not really much of a wall for her otherwise. It seems like their game plan is probably to walk over the enemy. Not in like a demeaning sort of way, of course, but they don't really have anything to stop advances. A lot of unreliable and soft CC available to them, so I think that If Coinflip lets the game get away from them, they're going to have a really hard time recovering. But they've shown themselves to be alright rallying in the mid game if that does happen. Well, first game last week they did a good job, but their opponents did pretty well venting, going too overboard in this other two matches. And we are underway. See the pings going out? Got some 5-point defense from Coinflip going out while we're probably yep, there's the ward to see the entrance of the Raptor camp.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Lots of stare downs going on.
Minions have spawned.
You know, I never noticed or paid attention to it much before, but it looks kind of enthralling at how the final digit on each of the timers is the same at the moment, and that eventually it's not gonna. Jan had taken a lot of hurt from Caitlyn. Let the first trading up top begin. Jan took even more damage down below, sitting at a fourth of her health bar. Oh, and it's Aurora's support, just realized. Oh, let me fix this up. Oh wait, what? Okay, I don't know how these laning matchups will go now. I think it might be a bit more difficult for Kai'Sa to survive against Swain standalone. Oof. Wait, and it's Nautilus top! What is this? Alright, Kai'Sa flash is gone. Alright, my pre-game evaluations are all moot right now. Nice flash from Pantheon for the first blood.
I see your spirit.
Olaf actually holding himself up pretty well, and Nautilus holding himself up pretty well into Olaf, but I guess that's partially because Olaf doesn't have access to his ultimate yet. And there's also not really any threat that Olaf can put up against, and that Nautilus can put up against Olaf when he is under tower, so. Coinflip's bot lane being zoned a bit off their minions. Ooh, Olaf into Nautilus fight. Olaf getting really low. Manages the final E for the killing blow onto Nautilus. Did he use Ghost? Not quite sure why, but looks like Kai'Sa's gonna be falling to Swain here. Maybe? No! She did not. Oh, he wants it. He wants it. Nice. Got him with the shotgun from range. Mordekaiser's gunning it with Ghost. Lands the E, lands the Q, and wants to chase him down with his passive. But Swain gets more than enough distance to zone the Q, as Pantheon comes in to assist with the kill. Oh, Janna in a pretty bad spot. However, Lay's taking the chance to go very aggressive onto Caitlyn, who is forced to flash away lest she dies. Nautilus, caught out, will be run down by Pantheon Olaf. Olaf does have ultimate, but no reason to use it just yet. Janna trying to bait out Aurora there. As you can see, Nautilus is now afraid to step up to Olaf. Out comes the Swain ultimate, gets pulled in by Mordekaiser E. Taken to Brazil. Kai'Sa's dangerously low at the moment. Almost gets caught by the Mordekaiser. Yeah. I know. Swain. But Swain will kill Janna. Ooh, Aurora ult coming out. Going for a tower dive onto Kai'Sa. Not successful, as she will flash out with Kai'Sa sitting under 100 health. Janna shield. Janna really wants, Kai'Sa really wants to recall right now, but no teleport available. Hold on a sec. Swain is going for vision. Very dangerous to try and recall at a position where Swain has vision. As the first neutral objective will go to Coinflip. Mordekaiser will be stunned. Out comes the E from Swain, pulling him back, and he gets nuked. Janna recalls, and Kai'Sa recall stopped once more. Out comes the E, lands it, there's the shotgun, double ability cast from Aurora. As Hui just might kill Caitlyn, nope, cooldown's not up again, back yet. Too many things happening simultaneously, man. And by too many, I mean two things. Alright, yeah, Swain, shotgun flash, catches Janna with his E. as Hui, unfortunately missing his artillery strike onto Caitlyn. And will get caught out by Aurora. Finished off by Caitlyn ultimate. So, at this point, I'm not really sure what the plan is for Nautilus here. There is another tower dive onto Kaisa. Not having a great day. Mordekaiser fighting Swain Pantheon, but did back off as Olaf trying to poke Nautilus under the tower. Taking a trip through the jungle. Doing whatever, really. Has a level lead on Mordekaiser. I really don't think that Olaf has any issue fighting at the moment. Here comes several pings. Well, he does have issue with the teleport coming. Yeah, I don't think he wanted the 1v4 right there. But he will go very aggressive on the Nautilus, probably trying for a kill here. Doesn't have like any armor shred other than his Q. Will get caught by the Nautilus hook. And nearly dies as a result. Ooh, Swain catching Kaisa once more. Plenty of damage output from Swain's shotgun and Aurora's 2 ability setup. I don't know what her Q and W are called. Or is it her Q and E? Swain going for another tower dive. Lands the W. Will get out. There are no cares for him at this point. His opponents are squishy and not much of a threat due to their lack of damage and CC. Also, he has Rylite, so it's very hard for Kaisa to get away, as Mordekaiser kills Pantheon in Brazil. Aurora getting hunted. Aurora hunting down Mordekaiser in the jungle. Lane looking a bit dicey for Hui at the moment. Ooh, lands a nice route into ultimate. Is he going to be able to finish off this time? Nope. Wait, what's the cooldown of that? It didn't... Like, I want to... I'm pretty sure the cooldown of his artillery thing is like, what, 3 seconds or something? Out comes Pantheon and Caitlyn ultimate together for an easy kill on Hui. So, it looks like Coinflip's game plan is dive mid and let bot walk to the halfway point. Janna nearly killed, and there it is, final blow. As Pantheon probably going to be going down to Kaisa. Oh, Hui taking some big damage from the trap on the teleport. Since you can TP to minions at all times at the moment, I think it's always a risky move to teleport to tower versus Caitlyn. Wait, does each cast have its own cooldown or something? Alright, Swain and Mordekaiser fighting in Brazil. As Mord will disengage, and he is not getting away from this. Unless, you know, Swain runs as Pantheon and Aurora delete Janna and join Mordekaiser to clean up Kai'Sa. Why does the camera keep snapping? I don't want it to snap. It's 0-0. This is game 1 at the moment. As that is the 3rd neutral objective taken thus far. I would say that would secure the feat for Coinflip, but that was done long ago when the first mid lane tower went down. Olaf will be fighting Kai'Sa and Nautilus here. Should go down, and he does to Kai'Sa. As yet another tower dive for Coinflip. And Hui, you're gonna have to get out of here, buddy. You're being run down by a Swain, Caitlyn, and Pantheon. You are not getting away like that when you're moving so slow. Another Swain hand coming out. Caitlyn getting some nice damage from her traps and the headshots. Q hit him dead on, no mitigation. And now Nautilus is on the ropes. At least Kai'Sa took a tower. 16k gold to spend, or 1600, not 16. Atacon is up at the moment. Ooh, Caitlyn caught out by the long Janna Q, but there's no one that's worth putting the gold on down there at the moment. As Nautilus is not... Oh, yeah, Caitlyn's killing Janna. And Nautilus doesn't... okay, Flash saved him. Top lane lost yet another tower. Or, well, another tower for the team lost in the top lane for blue. And Rift Herald will be going down. Once again to Coinflip. You have almost a 10k gold lead at 17 minutes. You can come back from those. I don't think you win these, Kai'Sa. Alright, ultimate's used up. You are doing a lot of damage to Swain. Ah, his ult is on cooldown. That's why. That's why. As Kai'Sa will go down to Pantheon. Nautilus ultimate will lock down Olaf. As Janna got trapped up by Aurora, who will flash to try and get away. And it looks like Rift Herald slammed in the bot lane. That's why the camera jerked over. Likes doing that when Herald hits stuff. Very fun. I appreciate the existence of that bug. Crash number 3 coming in from the back! Will land. 3 slams with Shelly. Will die. Or wait, no, they killed. He didn't die. Mordekaiser died. Okay. That is just slightly under a 10k gold lead right now. And basically every champion on Coinflip's side is able to do damage. So how's Kaisa and Hui looking? They are, well, Kaisa has more gold than Aurora and Olaf at least. Not quite sure how much longer that's going to be true, as Mordekaiser may just be caught out here. Pantheon going on top of him. There is a Blast Cone, no more. Oh wait, going in, wait, Brazil pulled the Blast Cone in with them? Or something? I don't know, that was weird. Right. Swain alone versus 3 right now, does have his ultimate this time, as his teammates are dealing with Atacon. Will not be contested. No one on Banana Posse's side that is able to steal from that distance. As Swain getting 3 onto him once more, Olaf coming in from behind. Out comes Quay's abilities, but Olaf is CC immune at the moment, as you can see, as Janna will go down. Olaf getting very low, will die to Kaisa, as Aurora and Caitlyn come around to help finish off the job. No assist for Pantheon. This should be the end of game 1 for Coinflip, as there are about 20 seconds on the death timers. At least expect this to be the end. Janna up. Play in 3. More than 3, but there goes the Nexus. As that is the end of game 1. Narrow victory. Should be on to game 2 here. Well, that match really threw me off with where every champion ended up going. Uh I didn't expect a Nautilus and Olaf, and I didn't expect Hui opting to go bot lane into Kaisa. Kaisa's not very slippery before boots, which absolutely gives Swain a pretty significant advantage over her in the early. Especially since he deals in burst and she needs several hits and to get close, but if she does get close early, that puts her in a very easy position for Swain to capitalize on, so... And then she just can't get away. And he's, you know, one of the beefier mages, and I kinda don't think you want to 1v1 him when your auto range is his Q range. But, I assume they're still deciding what side each team wants to go for the second match. Or hey, maybe game 1 was to remove Coinflip's picks for game 2. Playing the long game, you know? Speaking of Karma, wish old Karma still existed. Seeing old Karma plus Samira would be really fun. So much fun. Uh, what could have been. Old Karma Tether, damaged enemies and applied a slow on them upon collision with the tether. And whomever it was connected to gained double the benefits of what the tether offered. Or wait, no, that's only when Mantra was active. Her E was a damaging nuke as well, that only shielded the target. It was great stuff. So much fun. Most fun I ever had playing League until I discovered Rel before her mid-scope. God, I really wish a League Classic client would release. Would be very fun. Yes, Mantra E did AoE damage around the target ally. Her W could damage anyone no matter what. It's just if you touch an ally with her with the tether of her W, it hurts. It gives them a speed boost as well as Karma being speed boosted no matter who she attaches her tether to. And if she tethered to an enemy or an enemy touched the tether, they would be slowed. But if you tether an enemy, the tethered enemy will not get damaged, but the slow is on them. So if you wanted to run someone down, you could just use a mantra and tether. Like if your teammates are trying to get up, you could mantra and tether to basically nuke their move speed by like 60% or something. I forget the values, but it was pretty heavy. The speed boost and slow were strong enough that you could get away from a Master E. Old Karma and Nilo, Old Karma and Samira, both would have been incredibly fun to do. A lot of champions nowadays would be really strong with Old Karma, like Yasuo. Hui would be nutty. Although I assume that Hui's not Hui, Yone. I assume that Yone's ultimate would break the tether quite a bit though. Uh that's odd. It should be going through. Also, Old Karma was designed to be a mid laner, but she was just able to flex, so. I played her both mid and support, and some people played her top too. She was fun top as well. Not as irritating to fight as current Karma in top lane, because the only sustain that old Karma had was a mantra on her Q, which healed based off of missing health. Just like old Rel Q. To all allies in the cone. There wasn't an effect for enemies being hit by it, though, which is odd. Also, the lower her health was, the more AP she got. Super fun. Yo, there's the Nyla pick! I will be calling her Nilla throughout the match, though, because that's what my instinct always opts to. Nilla and Xin Xiao. And Ivern. What is this team? But I'm all for it. A lot of shielding from Ivern. So much shielding from Ivern. I kind of hope it's not going to be support Ivern though, because otherwise the shields aren't going to be as good as they could be. And I feel like there's better supports to pair up with Nilla. As Banana Posse takes Tristana, Seraphine, and Rumble. Blue side bans thus far Elise, Galio, and Bessa first three, then Lulu. Coinflip with Cassidon, Cassiopeia, Mel, Urgot, and Trundle. And the final ban is being decided on by same Banana Posse now. I literally can't play Rel now, Pens. Like those changes they did to making her hard CC mitigable. Like my play style cannot function with her anymore. I actually can't. She hits like a wet noodle, feels like a wet noodle, and doesn't lock anything down, and I hate it so much. Like, Seraphine players are calling for reverts, but I really want Rel to be reverted. I just can't have fun with her, as she is. I can't even play with her. Like, if I were to pick her now, that's basically a free win handed to the enemy. That's just how much that she's kind of killed in my hands. Like, even if I wanted to use her, she just, like, everything that they did to her completely deviates from what my muscle memory has embedded in it. Like, even before she got these recent changes, I was constantly missing Qs because they were just outside of range when they would be in range in old Q. Nah. The support champs I play now are mostly reverted to the ones that I used to play. Or, well, the ones that I otherwise enjoy playing, being like Rakan, Taric, and Renata. But the thing is, none of them were like none of them were like universally good picks 90% of the time, like Rel was in like every composition and with every composition. And now current Rel, you kind of I don't even know what current Rel needs anymore. Like, she's not an engage, her follow-up sucks. She has like no AoE, her ultimate is functionally useless on its own. I don't have utility. Like, a big reason that I liked old Rel is that she had similar playstyles in terms of the role to like Taric and whatnot in a sense, and I really like Taric. Okay, so last set of picks for Insane Banana Posse team locked to Tristana, Seraphine, Rumble, Smolder, Cho'Gath, Coinflip with Iron, Xin Mila, Leona, and Vigor. Okay, so that is Leona support. Should be Ivern top, Vigor mid, and Banana Posse Rumble in the jungle, I think, with Cho'Gath top. Cho'Gath mid probably, right? Let's see. Yeah, I would assume that the Smolder pick is for top and Cho'Gath in mid. Because then Cho'Gath would be into Vigor, and I honestly feel like Cho'Gath would have a safer lane into Vigor than like anyone else on Banana Posse's side. Just because Cho'Gath's farming range is relatively big, and he actually does have kill threat into Vigor, so there is that. I think that Banana Posse's team is very low on the crowd control front, though. A lot of soft CC, not much hard, and no dive potential, so Vigor's not really going to be threatened throughout most of the game. And Coinflip looks like they want to go ham. Alright, and yep, okay, it's Smolder mid into Vigor. Cho'Gath into Ivern top. Alright, for anyone just joining in, reminder that this is currently Game 2. Game 1 went to Coinflip. But yeah, these days, like, I've kind of drifted just back into playing low play rate enchanters. And if I see an opportunity to play Taric, I will, because Taric is very fun. But unfortunately, most opportunities are not good moments to play Taric, because I am no crap. I forget the name of the Taric one trick guy. I want to say Bright Moon, but I know that's the Rioter. Was it Light something? I don't know. But Renata's really fun, but Mel's existence makes that very problematic to ever consider using her. Not just because of the retaliation stuff, but Mel is artillery, and Renata has a bad enough time into assassins that going up against Mel just gives so many angles of nope to deal with. It's really sad. Just feeling forced to wait to use everything. Like, I had to wait to use stuff as Rel, of course, otherwise, like, going in at a bad time would completely screw over my team. But feels a bit different with Renata, since, like, if you can't even ult on the good moments to do so because of a single ability being active, it's major feels bad. Like, I'm pretty sure we've seen in previous matches I've casted where there was a Mel picked into, like, Seraphine, and it ended up getting the Seraphine's team killed, like, every single time she ulted because of the reversals. Yeah. Taric's really fun to play when the enemy has a lot of engage. I've won many matches because of really good ults into, like, fiddlesticks and whatnot. It's always fun to have a good game as Taric. It's also really fun to play with, like, friends with Taric, because a lot of my friends are, like, lower rank and stuff. And it's not that, you know, I want to stomp, but the most reliable way to play Taric is against people that aren't as good as you. Yes, deliberately, indeed. My most reliable way of landing my Renata Rs is waiting for the enemy diver to dive on top of me, and then R. Usually it's a Wukong. Sometimes it's a Vi, but you can generally expect the enemy team to kind of rush in as soon as that champion goes in. Ah, you're right, it is Smolder. Wait, the positionings change for some reason once everyone's locked in. It's weird. Alright. I do feel like it's gonna be a tough time for Ivern top though, because I don't think Cho'Gath is one of those champions that he can, like, easily be a bully to. Because he could just nom nom Daisy eventually. Not in the easiest manner, but if Rumble were to just come out top when Ivern's level 6, kind of
30 seconds until minions spawn.
allow it. And here comes the invade. Xin Zhao getting a slow off under Tristana. Did use his... Oh no, didn't use his flash for it. Okay, okay. Ooh, here is a counter invade going on. Rumble, Smolder, and Cho going over to camp up there. But Xin Zhao's not going to be walking into it.
Minions have spawned.
It's looking to be starting on his blue. As Vigor set a ward. Ooh, Ivern is walking in though. He's gonna have to use his flash, and he will get away with 200 health. Very dangerous start for him. Vigor looking to be a nuisance. Will slow down Rumble's start on his jungle camps. That might pose a problem. A lot of cheese going on. Seraphine flash already used up. But Tristana getting a lot of retaliatory damage off. Leona doesn't have her E at the moment, so she is kind of a whatchamacallit, a punching bag at the moment. But there are no wards open for Banana Posse's bot laners to put pressure into that bush. So she was able to just sit in there comfortably. By she, I mean Leona. That is a general strategy with Tristana. You don't put a point into E until you actually need it in the laning phase. Otherwise, as you said, you will just basically free push the lane.
Where did that come?
Another skill leveling tactic that can be utilized is when you play Taric. You don't rank up your Q to you don't rank up your Q to 5 until to 4 until level 7. Because having 3 points in his Q. Ooh, Cho'Gath getting really nice damage off onto the Ivern. Yeah, having 3 points on Taric's Q does not give him a charge of Q on a single auto. Not until he gets 4 points. Alright. Smolder going very aggressive onto Vigor there, but Vigor's passive gives him increased mana regen when he's low on mana. So it only takes him a couple of seconds to get enough for his Q back up. And his Q's like, what, 20? Ooh, Xin Zhao trying to get a flash in. Kill will be secured for Vigor. I do hate the champion, by the way. Just saying. But a kill is a kill. Was successful. I believe Jmostis would, or CLT would know more about that. Cho'Gath getting very nice trades into Ivern yet again. Ooh, Ivern putting more of a fight than I thought. Probably because Cho'Gath kind of walked into a full wave of minions. Will get caught by the Xin Zhao, who waited out most of the slow before jumping on. Will force Cho'Gath's flash out. Smolder dancing around the cage, avoiding the wall. And the dark matter. Some aggression from Rumble. Will get a lot of damage off onto Vigor. Dropping to about 1/5 of his health bar right now. Flash from Rumble, getting a empowered auto off, as well as a bit more burn to finish off Vigor. Did not want that purple boy to live. Knock-up landed. And landing the kill. But I don't think that Cho'Gath got a stack from that, unfortunately. I guess he wasn't sure about Ivern's flash timer and wanted to make sure that he did kill him. This Coinflip is moving over to the dragon. Unsure if they're going to be trying to take it out yet. Grubs will be up in less than a minute. That is a big timer difference between both sides' red buff.
Challenge me here.
Rumble will be spotted in the pixel bush before Xin Zhao went in. His ultimate blocking the back end of Tristana's explosive charge. Leona narrowly misses Tristana with her E, but honestly, better for it. Otherwise, she would have been stuck under tower. Press the attack Ivern angle, I see. Bonk, bonk. Knock up will land Schwartz. Move speed into Vigor is very nice, yes, but what's also very nice into him is avoiding unit collision, which is something else that Smolder's his E helps with? And there comes the ultimate. Speed of Warfare claimed for Coinflip. They also have one neutral objective at the moment. Towers all seem relatively even. Ooh, minion blocked the Q from Ivern. Vigor's gonna start snowballing. It's gonna be harder and harder for Smolder from here on out. There comes a certain point where most champions will die to like 2 of Vigor's spells. Nilla getting some nice hops over. Ult comes out. catches one, but not the intended target, as Cho'Gath is trying to fight off the Xin Zhao and Ivern, but will be kited as Leona gets a tower dive onto Tristana. Ooh. Smolder will get hit by the wall there, as well as Vigor's Q. As that will be 2 tower plates going to Coinflip bot lane, as Xin Zhao will be taking the Void Grubs. Or took one of them so far. Rumble's heading not to Void Grubs though, so. Alright. There comes Smolder with his ultimate, as well as Cho'Gath. Cho should be zoned here. Ivern with Daisy. Misses the Achu. As there seems to be aggression going on to Vigor in the middle lane. He will die to Tristana, as Ivern will get low here. Doesn't look like he'll die. Alright, kill going to Seraphine. Just gonna peek at what happened at mid here real quick, since we have a bit of time. Vigor not quite killing Rumble, but his ultimate going cooldown. Tristana getting a reset off of the explosives charge and detonating. Xin Zhao getting a tower dive with R to finish. Knocks up the Tristana mid-rocket jump. Waited out cooldown before jumping in and finishing. Ooh, nice. Healing from passive. Okay, that was close. Pushing his luck. Did not get a tower plating, unfortunate. As, yeah, that's Nilla dying to Cho'Gath and Seraphine. When Ivern shields get really big, they can be problematic, and you might not be able to one-shot them at a point. But so long as that doesn't happen, you should be fine. Though Cho'Gath going a build with Rod of Ages and AP health stacking items will make it a bit dangerous for Nilla later on. Ooh, nice tower dive. Getting out with barely a scratch. Gonna see a Nilla popping off, probably. Alright, so Cho'Gath trying to go aggressive onto Ivern yet again. Smolder nearly, almost beats Vigor. Who ekes out with probably around 10 health. Alright, Smolder at 108 stacks, Vigor at 139. 320 AP at 12 minutes. That's more than every other champion with AP in this match combined. Oh, that is not a live Seraphine. Xin Zhao wanting to bite off a bit more. Ultimate comes out, did quite a bit with that ultimate. And wait, did Xin Zhao's ult block a tower shot? I didn't know it did that.
Turret plating will fall.
Tower dive angle. Ultimate from Leona changes Smolder's trajectory, but he can still go over walls, so. A flash from Vigor? Where did it even come from? Ooh, Leona being spotted, but doesn't matter because Vigor Wall went down and anything after that is death. A lot of tower shots being taken, but will not matter. Except their health is very low and Smolder could clean up with Tristana here. So I guess it's mostly Tristana doing the cleanup. As Primordial Burst was cast onto Smolder, but was not enough damage to kill. Tristana getting a lot of gold at the moment. Dangerous champion to be funneling stuff into. Nilla might not want to hang around here. Will get knocked up. Another kill going to Tristana. This Trist might be their hope to victory for Banana Posse. Cho getting jumped onto by Leona and Xin. His health dropping quite a bit. Will get charmed. Kill going to Rumble. But here comes a pincer from two allies of Leona's. As Tristana goes down, Vigor takes out Rumble. Another kill for Iron onto Cho'Gath as Seraphine is trying to get away now. Daisy will not succeed in slowing. Leona doesn't have ultimate available. Ooh, do get the hits. And there is the finisher. Ah, Ivern has red buff. That's why she got slowed. And there is the Nilla. Attempt to kill onto Smolder. Xin Zhao coming from the rear. Just waiting for Nilla to get the kill. As Vigor taking a lot of hurt from Tristana, from all three of them really. With Rumble ultimate doing no favors. As Rumble being given this final kill. It's a lot of towers going down for Banana Posse's side. They are getting some kills to help pad it off. And a lot of gold being given to Tristana and Rumble at the moment. Look at that even kill spread for Coinflip. Everyone at 4 kills but Ivern. Smolder's missing out on kills, but he... stat count, stat count. Smolder, 159. About to go up by a bit. And Vigor, 217. What's the sound effect lingering? Ooh, Leona gonna get caught out. W is up. Let's see just how much she can soak up. As out comes the Nom Nom by Cho'Gath. For stack number 5 at 18 minutes seems very low. Gotta get to work on that. Your teammates need you to be chunky. As here comes a little push up the mid lane. Vigor gets hit by a knockup. No Seraphine ult too. Ooh, what is this? Hold up, hold up, hold up. Cho is at 5 stacks. Overextended into the darkness to his doom. Out comes the Rift Herald. Going for the base tower. That was a teleport coming down from the Vigor. Seraphine will get caught out by Xin Zhao. But Vigor also getting some hits onto him. Xin Zhao does opt to go into the enemy base to finish off as Nilla kills Rumble in the top side. Vigor left alone will avoid the knockout. As camps will be taken as Coinflip backs off. $244 for Vigor, 191 for Smolder. Atacon is up. Nilla is sitting on 2 finished items, as is Tristana. They're actually pretty even at the moment. Despite all this tower gold differences. That was the first tower taken by Banana Posse. As pick attempt onto Cho'Gath coming out, and he will go down quickly. Should lead to a free Atacon. But that seems to be a trade that Banana Posse is willing to take here, as Nilla is the only one here for Coinflip. They don't have vision of Atacon, so they're not aware that Nilla's alone. As Vigor push in a wave to the inhibitor down below. Smolder and Ivern fighting it out. Kill to Ivern. Guess Nasher's Tooth helps with that. Daisy is slamming really quick. Vigor there to help facilitate Nilla's safety. Bot inhibitor, half health. Those towers helped maintain the gold lead between the two teams. Seraphine at 2 items at the moment. Nilla with 1,600 gold, not yet spent. As she is fighting Cho'Gath at the moment in the bot lane. Smolder coming over to lend a hand. Will get the execute onto Nilla. With a bit of a bounty on top. Smolder the next one to get ganked. No, no. Cho'Gath Q over the wall, misses. Tristana going behind the Vigor will get charmed and then silenced. No Primordial Burst to be used there. As Coinflip will be made to back off. Out comes the Rumble ultimate, lands a tad onto Ivern. A lot of damage from Smolder and the others. Xin Zhao going in won't amount to much, as Leona's also trying to be a distraction. Flashes over the wall to get away as Ivern sitting at 200 health. Out comes the flash from Smolder, lands the Q. Shield won't be enough to keep him alive.
Gentle waters.
As Cho'Gath has to flash away from the Nilla and Leona, piling on top of him. The Smolder makes it very difficult for Nilla at the moment. Land a single thing on her and she starts dipping down into execution range. Not to mention the silence from Cho'Gath that could possibly also come out. Baron up in the next 45 seconds. Nilla walking into Cho'Gath's bush. Rumble is there. Out comes the knockup. Silence eaten up, but teleport coming out from Ivern should be enough to take out Rumble and Cho together. Hopefully there's no trades otherwise. Yep. Xin Zhao does live, but he seems to be going back into the jungle at this point. Seraphine ultimate comes out, will not land on anything as Tristana just gets deleted by the Vigor. No vision on him, plus Primordial Burst and Dark Matter landing. More than enough to kill. Hitting the Q as well is just a bit of icing, I guess. And Nilla got picked, but this might be a difficult contest attempt if Smolder tries. Just tried for a steal, as it will be confirmed for Coinflip. Smolder trying to eke a kill, but Ivern will not fall enough to get executed there. Nilla walking into Rumble, Cho, and Tristana. A very dangerous blast cone right there. Ivern picking up Rylai's. Ivern Q goes wide and short. Not thin though, because I said wide. Ooh, that Vigor Q damage. Vigor almost at 300 stacks. Boy, am I glad that his execute doesn't scale with the stacks anymore. A lot of pings coming out. Coinflip is in a weakened position at the moment, but he's given up here. Movements towards them as Ivern brings up yet another wave to the middle. Outer turret goes down. It's going to be much more difficult for Banana Posse to defend here. Vigor missing every ability thus far. Cannon still focusing hard on the tower. Only a couple of hit shots left from and it'll die. Or one auto from Ivern will probably be enough so long as minions are there. This bottom inhibitor ain't much to go left either. Vigor stepping up. Out comes the Dark Matter. Mid turret down. As top lane's getting pushed in for Banana Posse as well. Ooh, Seraphine ultimate misses all. Lockets popped, however. Chemtech Drake is up. Coinflip will decide to back off. Getting one tower from the push so far. And Baron is up. Almost. There it goes. Alright, that unlocks Soul Point for Coinflip. Ivern, once behind his allies by 2 kills, now ahead by the stragglers by 1. Still sitting on a 10-stack Doran's Ring. Are we going to see that move up to Mejai's? Yes, we will. The terror starts. And, well, you know, almost 1,000 AP Vigor is a bit terrifying as well. No objectives up for the foreseeable time. Well, you can foresee it, cause looking at the death timers and all that. Less than 2 minutes for Baron. But this passiveness going on is going to be working in Banana Posse's favor thus far. Q comes out from Cho'Gath, will miss Leona. Nil is pushing the top side, and there's no one to stop that at the moment. Xin Zhao just enjoying himself over in the jungle. As that top lane turret will go down. Here comes a pick, and Ivern is down. Bought the Mejai's and stacks out just like that. And a kill on Vigor immediately afterwards. Nilla will disengage as well. Coinflip getting picked out is very unfortunate for them. But taking a pick for their own onto Seraphine. Deciding to jump over to Tristana, but maybe a bit too much, Leona. Alright, Baron up in 40 seconds. Leona will be up by then, but has to, you know, travel over there. Which takes about, like, what, 15 seconds or so, roughly? Nilla going aggressive, because otherwise she's dead. Does land a kill into Smolder. Almost takes out Rumble as well. Before she falls, will put a damper on any possible Baron play, perhaps. Inhibitor's exposed, by the way. 5 seconds left till Baron comes up, so I don't think it's a good time to run Baron. Xin Zhao could just, you know, kill all of your base defenses here. Ivern and Vigor here. Will not be stolen, the Baron. But it's looking like Cho is dead. Rumble soon after. Base has been chewed into, and there's 4 live. Nilla coming up in 5. Just needs to regroup with her allies, but that's not much of a defensive line at the moment. There is no Baron buff for Coinflip, but ooh. Far too overzealous, just walking into them. Getting Root stunned and killed like that. Alright, looks like Banana Posse will continue to hold on a fair bit longer. Mejai's went away, as Ivern now has redemption. Next dragon up in 50 seconds. It will be Chemtech's Soul, if Coinflip secures it. Which may be possible with 2 inhibs down for Banana Posse. That was a very tough play, though, for the Baron from Banana Posse. Cho'Gath tries to go for a double knockup, will not manage. Stun from Leona, catches the Rumble, who will pop Zanya's in time, but he will die afterwards. Lots of minions pushing the middle. Nilla getting a lot of damage out, will be eaten by Cho'Gath. Needs some defenders in the base over there, however. As Cho will be turned on to, sitting on the last 500 health or so, I think. Not dead yet, but someone needs to defend your base. Tristana... Wait, no, that was Vigor with the blast cone. Okay. Okay, Tristana recalled will take out these minions. Good, good. As Ivern is going to try and dissuade Banana Posse from taking this Chemtech Dragon. Out comes the teleport from Vigor to dissuade even more. Cho took a recall, will be teleporting back in, but he is going to be trapped by the Vigor. Gonna get hurt quite a bit. Losing almost half of his health. Out come heals and shields from Seraphine. Hopefully that will be a fair chunk, as Soul Point will be denied. Next map objective up in 3.5 minutes, so plenty of breathing room to wait these inhibitors coming back up. Banana Posse hanging in there. Gold gap is closing, as Smolder and Tristana have a mountain of gold on them. Only person coming close on Coinflip's end being Nilla. A lot of value on Cho'Gath, 6.2k health, only 8 stacks at the moment. Vigor sitting at 1200 AP. Let's see that R damage. 1261. Oh no, never mind, never mind. 2530. Yeah, it didn't seem right the first time. Rumble being converged on will get out safely. You got super minions still pushing up the bot lane. Coinflip plays this slow, it may be in their favor. But trying to get a pick right here is being maybe a bit too aggressive. Kind of want to let the minions pull off enemies, since you do got that going for you. Still no pick. Ooh. One ability tearing through the Seraphine shield on the Smolder. Someone has to recall. Inhibitors are nearly back up, so only one more wave of super minions to deal with from Banana Posse. That was close. Alright, no, is that Nilla? Yep, Nilla aggression going out. Smolder nearly dead, will be taken out by the Xin Zhao ultimate. Tristana going in for the kill on him. Seraphine ultimate catches Vigor, but he does not walk the direction. Or wait, yeah, because the can't walk through the base wall. And Banana Posse will finally. Ooh. Tristana taking out Vigor. Nilla and Ivern the only ones remaining. Is she able to put a stop to this? Doesn't have her ultimate available, so Nilla will be an issue to her because of the dodge. Ooh, recall was stopped at that, so not even going to be healing up. Decides to jump in, but it is too late, as the Nexus will go down. 2-0 for Coinflip. And that will be the end of today's match between Insane Banana Posse and Coinflip. 2-0 for Coinflip, but a strong defense in that game too from Banana Posse. But unfortunately, was not able to hold up just well enough. Smolder getting taken out there led the rest of them to fall. And the minions putting in work, stopping the recall from Tristana attempting to heal up after the rest of her base was already taken down. Well, that second match was definitely a different tone than the first. Nice job putting a more durable team composition that second match. Much more favorable outcomes, as we'd seen. And from what I believe was stated earlier, let's just scroll up the chat here. So this match means that Vancouver is now locked for the 3rd seed, with Insane Banana Posse having lost. Nice job, Coinflip, holding it together. A lot of tower dives. A lot of tower dives from Coinflip. Mostly in game 1, but saw quite a bit in game 2 as well. It's nice to see those possibilities and capitalize off of them. Like the Leona and Nilla bot did quite a bit of work. I wonder how much different the game might have possibly gone if Cho'Gath were able to get more alt stacks. Since I think at the end he was still less than 10, I believe, and 37 minutes in. A lot of stacks were gained on Vigor and Smolder. Smolder just on a damage were both really darn good. Smolder getting a lot of gold despite not very many kills because he had plenty of farm available to him. Ivern putting in some work, getting the ring stacked up, only to buy a Mej Eyes and then die instantly. Alright. And with that, we'll be calling it for the night. Hope you all have a great remainder of your day, remainder of your week. And good luck to... I believe Coinflip... I don't remember if Coinflip is qualified. I can't remember bracket stuff. Let's see if I can find it. It's in the round 7, yes. So it's Vancouver versus the Hashira, it looks like. Maybe? I don't know. Layouts are hard. But even if matches don't mean anything in future, or the ones that happened before, I think you're referring to, still enjoyable to watch and play for those that participate. And that's what this is all about, right? Right. Alright, and with that, good night and goodbye, and have fun.